Hello and welcome to Beemaster 79. In this lesson we're going to look at one of the most useful structures in English, the participle clause. These are the clauses that begin with an ing word or with an ed word. Once you can use them, your writing immediately sounds more natural, more compact, and more advanced. Here is our plan. First, what a participle clause actually is. Then the single most important idea in the lesson. ing means active and ed means passive. After that we'll shorten relative clauses, move participle clauses to the front of a sentence, meet the perfect form having plus past participle, and learn the one rule that stops these clauses going wrong. There are 2 practice exercises along the way, so keep a pen and paper ready. So, what is a participle clause? It is a clause with no subject of its own and no tense of its own. It borrows both of those from the main clause. Look at this pair of sentences.
The woman who is standing at the door is my boss.
We can simply delete who is and we are left with
The woman standing at the door is my boss.
same meaning, 2 words shorter, and it sounds far more like natural written English. Now the heart of the lesson. An ing clause has an active meaning. The noun in front of it does the action.
The man driving the bus is my neighbor.
The man drives, he is the doer. Another one.
I saw a boy crying in the street.
The boy cries. And it works at the start of a sentence too.
Feeling nervous, she took a deep breath.
She feels nervous. In every single case, the noun is the one doing it. The ed clause is the mirror image. It has a passive meaning. The noun receives the action, somebody or something else does it.
The novel written in 1925 is still popular.
The novel does not write, it was written. Next.
Cars parked here will be towed away.
The cars do not park themselves, they are parked. And at the front of a sentence.
Shocked by the news, he sat down.
He did not shock anybody. He was shocked. One important warning here. We say ed clause because that is the usual ending, but what we really mean is the past participle. So irregular forms count to written, taken, sold, broken, made. If you remember only one thing from today, remember this test. Ask yourself, does the noun do the action or receive it? Look at these 2 sentences. They use the same verb. They differ by one ending, and yet the meaning flips completely.
The man helping the tourists.
He is helping them. He is the doer.
The man helped by the tourists.
Now he is the one receiving help. The tourists are doing it. So does it use ing. Receives it use the past participle. That is the whole decision. Let's practice the most common use of all, shortening a relative clause after a noun. The rule has 2 halves. If the relative clause contains a form of be, delete the relative pronoun and be together.
The girl who's sitting next to me becomes the girl sitting next to me.
If there is no be, delete the pronoun and change the verb into the ing form.
Anyone who wants a ticket becomes anyone wanting a ticket. The road that leads to the beach becomes the road leading to the beach.
Notice that the tense disappears completely. The main clause is what tells your reader when this happens. The passive version is even easier because a passive relative clause always contains be. Delete the relative pronoun and be, and simply keep the past participle on its own.
The letters which were sent yesterday becomes the letters sent yesterday. A word that is used in formal English becomes a word used in formal English. The money that was stolen becomes the money stolen.
This structure is everywhere in newspapers and academic writing, and it is one of the quickest ways to tighten up a long sentence. Time to practice. Look at these 5 sentences and decide whether you need the ing form or the past participle. Remember the test: does the noun do it or receive it? Pause the video now, write your 5 answers down, and press play again when you are ready. Here are the answers.
Iron. The people waiting outside look very cold.
The people do the waiting, so we need ing.
A parcel delivered this morning is on your desk.
The parcel is delivered by somebody else, so past participle.
3. Students studying medicine work extremely hard.
Active again.
4. The questions asked in the exam were difficult.
The questions were asked by the examiner, so passive.
Phase. Anyone arriving late will not be allowed in.
Anyone arrives, so ing. How many did you get right? Participle clauses also work at the front of a sentence, and there they replace whole adverbial clauses. The most common meaning is reason. It replaces because or as.
Living in Spain, I speak Spanish every day.
That means because I live in Spain. To make it negative, simply put not in front of the participle.
Not knowing the answer, he stayed silent.
That is, as he did not know the answer, and the passive works in exactly the same way.
Built on sand, the house soon cracked.
Because it was built on sand. The second common meaning is time. Here the participle clause replaces when, while, or after.
Opening the letter, she recognized his handwriting.
When she opened the letter, use the ing form for 2 actions happening at the same moment.
Walking home, I met an old friend.
While I was walking home, and once again, the past participle gives you the passive version.
Asked about his plans, he just smiled.
When he was asked about his plans. Now the perfect participle having plus a past participle. Use this when you want to show clearly that one action finished before the other one started.
Having finished my homework, I went out.
First the homework, then going out.
Having lived there for 10 years, she knew everybody.
And there is a passive version to having been plus the past participle.
Having been warned about the rain, we took an umbrella.
Now compare these 2 very carefully. Opening the door, she screamed. Those happened together. Having opened the door, she screamed first one, then the other. Here is the one rule that catches almost everybody out. The subject of the participle clause must be the same as the subject of the main clause. Look at this sentence.
Walking down the street, the shops were closed.
Grammatically, that says the shops were walking down the street. We call this a dangling participle, and it is a real error. not just a question of style. The fix is to make sure the person doing the walking is the subject of the main clause.
Walking down the street, I saw that the shops were closed.
It is exactly the same with the passive.
Written in a hurry, the email was full of mistakes.
The email was written in a hurry, and the email was full of mistakes. One subject doing both jobs. Let's look at 4 mistakes I see again and again. Number 1, using the ing form when the noun actually receives the action. The book does not write, it was written. So it must be the book written by Orwell. Number 2, the classic adjective pair. Things are interesting, boring, tiring. That is the ing form. People feel interested, bored, tired. That is the ed form. So we were very bored during the film. Number 3, do not use being for a completed first action. Say having seen the film, not being seen the film. And number 4 is our dangling participle again. Our flight was not arriving at the airport we were. So keep the full clause. When we arrived at the airport, our flight was cancelled. Exercise 2, and this time you are going to rewrite the sentences yourself. Turn each highlighted clause into a participle clause. Pause the video, write your 5 answers, then play again to check them. And here are the answers.
5. The man talking to Sarah is my boss.
We delete who is.
2. The bridge damaged in the storm is closed.
Delete which was and keep the past participle.
3. Feeling tired, I went to bed early.
Because I felt becomes a simple ing clause.
4. Having sent the email, she went home.
After she had, so we need the perfect participle, having sent.
5. The rules applying to visitors are on the wall.
There was no be in the original, so we change apply into applying. Let's put the whole lesson together. ing means active, the noun does the action. The past participle means passive, the noun receives it. After a noun, a participle clause is simply a shorter relative clause. At the front of a sentence, it replaces because, when, while, or after. Having plus a past participle marks the first completed action, and whichever form you choose, both clauses must share the same subject. Get that last one right, and your participle clauses will always be correct. Thanks very much for watching. Here is your challenge. Write 5 sentences about your own day using participle clauses and put them in the comments so that I can check them for you. If this lesson helped, please like the video and subscribe to BMaster79 for more English and IELTS lessons. See you next time.